Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
You want me to turn it where you can't, or you want me to talk louder?
Can we think about it?
Just this week alone, in the Congress of the United States, the Constitution was on full display. We had a hearing on the Second Amendment and whether or not states can restrict your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. We had a hearing on the NLRB. You may have noticed we passed a bill right before we left, which implicates whether or not the executive branch, through its unelected entities, can usurp the role of Congress. We had a hearing on immigration, which the federal government has done absolutely nothing on for the last 20 years. There was discussion about Libya. So you see a balance between Congress's responsibility to declare war and the commander-in-chief responsibilities. The Constitution is a marvelous, majestic, historical document. But history is where some people want to leave it. And ladies and gentlemen, this document is still the law of the land. It's still the supreme law of the land. It is the social contract that binds us together. It is our acknowledgement that our rights come from God and they cannot be taken by government. And the government is limited in its power. And our ability to survive and indeed thrive as a republic depends upon our ability to understand the difference between the responsibilities of the federal government, the state government, local government, and heaven forbid, personal responsibility. The beauty and the majesty of this document is partly its ability to transcend. If you stop and think what all has happened in this country since this document was written. We've had 2 world wars, we've had a civil war, we've had a fight over women's suffrage, we've gone through the civil rights era, we've survived assassination attempts and 9/11. And this document has withstood, but we've got to be careful. This document is not subject to being reinterpreted by each and every generation. The fact that it has survived as long as it is and has tells me that this document is more than just a historical one. I don't mean to invoke the First Amendment, but I believe this document was divinely inspired. There's no other way that it could withstand all the things that it has withstood. So I congratulate you on being out here today to celebrate it. I would encourage you to read it. I would encourage you to find someone throughout history, whether it's a current Supreme Court justice or one of yesterday, whose analysis of this document you appreciate. But more than anything else, we've got to keep it the center part of our debate. And when you see issues being debated in Congress, whether it's the Second Amendment or NLRB or the war in Libya, my fear is not the people who disagree with our interpretation of this document and have another one. That's not my great fear. My great fear is people who ignore this document and don't want to talk about it at all. And trust me, there are plenty of those in Congress right now. So celebrate it, study it, most importantly, live it, because we are one blessed people to have had forefathers with this kind of insight and wisdom. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.